Hello, welcome back. This is Wency from Wency's Toys channel, and today I will be building and reviewing the LEGO set 75312 Boba Fett Starship, or the Slave One from the Star Wars series. So let's get right to it. Oh, and before I forget, please hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and please consider subscribing, as more than 90% of you have not yet subscribed to my channel. It would help me a lot in giving you more content in the future. And if you are wanting to skip to the review, I will be putting chapter titles and chapter timings at the description below. Thank you very much. Okay, first up, let's take a look at the minifigures. So the first minifigure from this set is the Mandalorian. And come to think of it, it seems odd that for this set, Boba Fett's Starship or the Slave One, for this series, he still doesn't have a minifigure face. We've already seen his face from the TV series, so I'm not sure why Lego still wants to use the black minifigure head for the Mandalorian. But yeah, so he has here his, of course, his Beskar armor and his Beskar spear here, and of course he has his side printing as well on his arms and his cape here with the Beskar armor as well. So yeah, this is one of the two minifigures in this set. And of course, this wouldn't be a Boba Fett Starship or the Slave One without Boba Fett. So here he is with his new Mandalorian series look. So he has his black undershirt with his old green armor, as you've seen here in his old minifigure. But very, very different from this old minifigure where it is green and light sand blue green. But now he's sporting a new black look. And of course he has his arm printing here as well as on the other side, which is pretty nice. And one thing that is cool here is that even though he is using the clone face, because he is after all a clone, they added the printing, of course, to make him a little bit older. So you're gonna see a little white streaks here on his minifigure head. Pretty nifty. Okay, so now for the side build. Actually, this is not just any side build, because usually for Star Wars vehicles, the side builds are always just a repair cart. So yes, this looks like a repair cart, but it functions as a stand as well for the Slave One. So not just because you have a ladder here so that it's a repair cart, but yeah, it looks like a repair cart, but it does function as a stand. Let me show you. So if you have the Slave One here, you can prop it up there and the Slave One is standing. Pretty nifty, and I'm glad that Lego had this build in mind when they built this. So this is my first ever Slave One. So I haven't bought any Slave One versions prior because either they were too expensive and they were too big, and even though I saw Empire Strikes Back when I was a kid and saw the Slave One for the first time, the Boba Fett character is interesting, yes, and he looked very cool, but I didn't quite have myself very interested with the Slave One. Primarily because it looks like a flat iron, right? It still does look like a flat iron to me, but I guess this scale for a Slave One is good for me. I'm not collecting the Slave One. I wanted the Boba Fett minifigure from The Mandalorian, and this size pretty much is okay with me. It's not too expensive, and I think the size is quite right if you have a version of the Millennium Falcon that's not the UCS, right? So yes, this still looks like a flat iron, and I like that the shaping of the base is pretty tight and compact. I like that very much, but didn't appreciate these stickers here. They were pretty hard to put on. Would have been nice if they were made a little differently, but I guess that's how it is. And then also there's stud shooters here. The lasers here are from frying pans and lightsaber hilts. So that's pretty nice. Of course, even though this is a cargo ship, since this is a compact version, the carbonite person here is just a sticker. So it's a carbonite Gamorrean guard here that's in the storage area. But pretty nice that they still incorporated a storage area for this Slave 1. And of course, the trademark feature of a Slave 1 is that these wings act on a gimbal. So if you raise it, it will fall into place. See? So it's nice that they incorporated that as well. And also there is a handle here at the back for you to play around with, because it is hard to swoosh it over. But if you hold it like this, then you can swoosh it like that. But would have been nice if there's a little mechanism to add a hook more for people like me who have large fingers, but for a kid probably this is just right. So yeah, so the back is simple enough, just translucent orange plates and studs for the engines, engine boosters. And yeah, again, it works on a gimbal here. I like it very much that it's pretty compact, and you can position Boba Fett in many ways. So you can position him here when the Slave 1 is on a landed position, but on a flying position, right, he should be like this, because if it's standing up, you should be facing this way, right? So not sure if the UCS version has a way to make him rotate as from the TV show. That was the only time that I seen how the inside of the Slave 1 works, on how the people in there sit upright, and it was shown that it was on a gimbal. So would be nice if there is a UCS version in the future of the Slave 1 that would rotate the Boba Fett minifigure on a gimbal as well. That would be pretty cool, and I would probably buy that Slave 1. Okay? So that's it. That's my short review of the Lego set 75312, or Boba Fett Starship, or the Slave 1. And if you have enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing, as more than 90% of my viewers have not yet subscribed, and it would help me a lot in bringing you more content like this in the future. Till next time, this is the way.